Hello there, YouTube! Devin here again. If you guys couldn't tell, I know a lot of you guys have been wanting some more videos, and I've been sorry once again. As you've heard from the last couple, I've been way off deep into work here with my new job, still doing the learning curve there. But I have something super cool to show you here today, if you can't tell. This is a set of pattern 1908 web gear for a bunch of upcoming projects that I intend on using this for. And you're going to see some other web gear sets appear on the channel as well. This web gear set I currently have was used by the British military from 1908, hence the name pattern 1908, actually through World War II. So it would have eventually been phased out by pattern 37 at the end of World War II, but you see quite a few units through at least the end of World War II with 1908 gear. Now, the 1908 gear was classified as being one of the first sets of fully cotton canvas web gear, and it was also one of the sets that was most heavily influential in the world as far as this, because pretty much before this everything was leather with big leather pouches and stuff. This is the first set of like truly multi-part configurable, size adjustable, very configurable web gear made out of not leather. So, and it served for a long time and went on to influence pattern 37, multiple Canadian things, US gear, tons of other stuff around the world. This was a very influential piece of gear, and what I have this here for you today is this set of 1908 web gear is set up for use with the pattern 14 rifle. Now, I don't have the rifle in with me today, but I have a video on the pattern 14 rifle. It's actually kind of just behind the camera there. I have a pattern 14 rifle, which you can see its own video on the channel. It's actually in a couple of videos. But today I have this set up for pattern 14. This is early war, so this would be the 1908 web gear setup for frontline use from 1914 to 1916. The configuration of the set would change in 1916, and that is the set you will most often see in pictures. You hardly ever see it set up the way I have it set up here. This is mostly early war, and it would later change to be more ergonomic and more user-friendly. They would change how stuff would be configured on this set of gear in 1916. But this is how it would be worn early war, which is what I wanted it set up for. So we'll get into the components here of it without further ado. So we have here a 2-inch wide piece of canvas belting with brass keepers on everything, huge buckle. So this side is double layered thick because this is where excess would be kept. Now, as per manual, you're basically allowed to have 4 inches of this left over. So that's about what I have it set up for, and it's very easy to adjust on and off using the 2 prongs for the buckle here. This whole set comes together in parts, and then it's supposed to be taken on and off like a jacket. So it works incredibly well for that, though. It's very easy to put on, very easy to adjust. You could do this in the dark, which is one major focus they wanted on this piece of equipment. They want it to be very easy to adjust in the dark, which you can do. And this also is easy to adjust to go over outer layers and stuff like that quite well. You don't have to shuffle a lot of stuff around. So then we have sets of mag pouches here. There is a left and a right pouch, as you can see. All 5 of these pouches are stitched together. They're all one unit. Okay? This unit slides over the belt, okay, and then the braces run through this unit and connect to stuff that I have hanging here on my hip. All right, each of these pouches are meant to hold 2 stripper clips, okay? And as you can see, this set is actually quite historically accurate because the dividers in here aren't separate pieces. They're actually woven into the pouch itself. Now, a lot of these reproductions that, like this whole set is, except for the large haversack, the large pack here is actually an original. But you see a lot of these kind of cheaper ones where this divider is a separate piece, when in real 1908 web gear they would have been stitched together into one complete unit. So each pouch, so as you can see here, holds 2 stripper clips. So, or if you're English, they're known as chargers, and these chargers would be filled with .303 British ammunition. So these are actually kind of soft point rounds because they're the cheapest I could find right now, without ordering a shit ton of them. So, and they're currently full, so this thing weighs what it would pretty much actually weigh. I don't have the packs full because I'm still getting components that are meant to go into the packs. That should be showing up here this week, and I'll show you how to put all that together and how to pack it and stuff here in later videos. So you have 5 pouches on either side, and each hold 2 stripper clips to give you a total of 100 rounds of ammo. Okay. On the back, as you can see here, the braces run through little buckles here on the back of the belt and down to connect to gear. So there's nothing in the center of your back here, which makes this web set very easy to like sit down with and like work with and stuff. You don't have to like sit on the edge of your chair all the time with more modern gear and stuff. It works quite well for whatever you need it to. This is the 1914 order. The only difference between marching order and combat order would basically be you lose the large pack when you go into combat. So the large pack would be left behind the lines with all your stuff in it, and you would have just your braces, your ammo, and the 4 pouches you see here on my sides. So this small pouch here is your haversack. This could be put onto your back and take the place of the large haversack for combat purposes if you wanted to free up some space on this side. But you see a lot of early war soldiers with it on their hip like this because it doesn't get in the way as much. So, and that is connected to, as you can see here, a strap that runs behind the ammo pouch. Now the ammo pouches will have a strap of their own that hangs down, and then you will see the brace as well, which is this set of shoulder strap runs all the way through your braces, or your suspenders as they're known in America, run all the way through down to here. So I have the haversack connected to that pouch, and then if I lift this up, you'll see the bayonet frog goes underneath the ammo pouch and underneath the haversack. So here I have the Winchester pattern 1913 bayonet for the pattern 14 rifle, and connected to the bayonet frog via piece of webbing is the entrenching tool carrier. So this connects to your bayonet frog and it holds the handle for your entrenching tool. So they're both rather long pieces. They end up being about the same length. They come down to about knee length actually, so I can't get my leg up that high, but the bayonet scabbard and the entrenching tool handle get down to basically knee length. So those are actually 2 good things to have because you don't have them digging off both sides. They're both like right next to each other, so at least you only have to worry about one side catching on everything. So, and as you can see here, actual bayonet, 18 inches of cold steel, so as you can imagine that's kind of long. Fits right easy in between where it's easy to get at if you need to. So, but it does kind of get in the way of this center ammo pouch, as you can see, which is why you'll oftentimes see these bayonet frogs moved. So, and on this side, you have your water bottle in its carrier, and underneath that, you have the entrenching tool head pouch. So these basically didn't change. They stayed the same for the pattern 37, except for the buckles changed. So instead of taking 2-inch straps, it would be configured to take 1-inch straps, and these will be continued to use through World War II, basically. So, and then your water bottle is kept over that for easy access. Now the water bottle is hooked to straps that are underneath the ammo pouches here, and the entrenching tool itself is hooked to the braces. So, and then as you see here in the back, you can see hooked to the braces. So it's all set up to work pretty well, and like I said, it all comes off quite easy, like taking off a jacket, just like that. It's all configurable to one piece. One piece can be replaced if it gets lost or worn out. It's very easy, ultra complicated to put together. So as you can see, if I flip it over here, you can see just the mess of straps and C-clamps and buckles that this web set is comprised of. So, and once again, I said the only original piece that I have is this large haversack, and this large haversack here isn't even actually a 1908. It's a pattern 37, but they didn't change it all from the 1908 pattern. So it's an original 1945 made set of pack is an original 1945 made large pack. This is a Canadian manufactured one, and as you can see, it didn't really change much from 1908 through basically pattern 37. This didn't change, so it's the same exact haversack. I want to say haversack because that's what I know it is, but it's a large pack. So the haversack in British and Commonwealth terms for the most part would be referencing this little bag here on the side. So, or that would become the small pack. Whew. So this is one heavy set of gear. It's quite heavy compared to actually what most other countries were fielding at the time during World War I. And this, like I said, is set up for pattern 14. Use of the pattern 14, but this set was actually configured to use a number of different rifles and weapon platforms. You see it configured to use most commonly by the British, the SMLE, or the No. 1 Mark III as it's known in their terms. This set was also given to Canadians very early on after their pattern 1899 Oliver equipment turned out to be not quite suitable or up to date enough for war. Not that it didn't work fine for what the Canadians needed it for, but it wasn't really modern enough. It didn't hold enough. It wasn't really equipped for modern warfare. That doesn't mean it was a bad set, though. So they very quickly adopted this, and I'll do a video showing how the Canadians would have had theirs set up for the Ross rifle and everything, which was slightly different, hopefully sometime here in the future if you're interested. So, and if I do ever get SMLE for a reasonable price, I will configure this for use with an SMLE, which is basically the same exact way. And if you're interested, I'll also show you how to put all these components together and how it would be set up also for 1916 use when this all changed to be more ergonomic. So hopefully you guys like this video and you subscribe if you like this sort of thing. There's a lot to come. So if you guys haven't forgot yet, I got the 1899 Oliver set pretty much almost done here, waiting on a few parts for that. And if I can't wait for certain parts to be made, I'll make them myself. I really don't want to do that, but I will. So they're probably not going to be perfect though, because I don't have good templates for those. But I'll get it as close as I can. So hopefully you guys like this video and you subscribe if you like this sort of thing. There is a lot more to come, and I appreciate you all being patient with me and everything like that. And most of all, I appreciate all your donations, because it's donations from the people like you. Even with how few I get, there's been one or two people that have been way overly generous with me on those donations. And if you would like to contribute to that donation, I'm doing it a way where I get 100% of the proceeds. It's not really a way that everyone feels comfortable with, or not everyone has this platform. But there's a PayPal link in the About page of my channel. And if you can give $1, that's great. If you can give $20, that is magnificent. You have no idea how far it goes to help me get stuff like this, because this stuff is not cheap. I've bought now 3 sets of web gear, and in the end I went for just the highest quality reproductions I can to get as close as I possibly can, and everything else like that, if not actually having original parts. And I've shelled out about $900 for this, for those 3 sets, and I hope that you guys greatly appreciate it in the upcoming videos. And I greatly appreciate those of you who've donated and those of you who have yet to donate. It means a lot to me, and if you can't, I completely understand. Just keep liking and watching the channel. Tell your friends. It helps out a lot, and hopefully I'll see all you guys soon. So take it easy. Stay cool.